Good morning, Richard.
Good morning, Jerry.
And good morning, viewers. You're joining us on the banks of Dolly Mill. Where are we, Richard, in the country?
We're in North Lincolnshire.
North Lincolnshire,
Probably
indeed.
20 miles away from the east coast.
Oh, so we're near the seaside as well.
Yeah, pretty much so.
Well, as you can probably see behind us, we've definitely got seaside weather. It's absolutely roasting.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It is. Oh yeah, cheers. Cheers, by the way.
Cheers, brother.
The first of many brews, hopefully, and maybe a cider later on. Anyway, yeah, this is the first bull cam that we've done for a while, and my old mate Richard's managed to coax me out of retirement. He's invited me up to his lovely fishery, as mentioned, Dolly Mill, and we've decided to get the camera out for what's potentially going to be an extended session over 2 weekends, maybe 3 if we don't catch.
We may go into autumn if we have to.
Yeah,
No.
this is our year on Dolly Mill.
No, it's clearly not. No, 2 weekends.
2 weekends. Well, yeah, so we've got a few nights ahead of us. So 3 nights as a first bite, and then potentially another 2 nights afterwards if we need it or if we want it, or a bit of both. So really, really excited to be out. It's a fishery that I have visited myself on a couple of occasions, and I've never caught from here, have I? So
No, it can be a little tricky, but you know,
can be.
can be.
If you know what you're doing, maybe. But we can discuss potential tactics in a moment, because I'm certainly going to take a steer from the fishery owner, fishery manager, fishery bailiff,
Oof, that hurts.
resident chef.
Resident chef, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll have to talk tactics anyway. As mentioned, yeah, Richard is the owner of the fishery here, and I did want to pick your brains. I know some of the details because we've spoken about it, but I think for the purpose of this video, probably just a little bit of background about the fishery, because I'm sure some of you will have heard of Dolly Mill and the association with Uncle Rod Hutchinson, bless him.
The great Rod.
Yeah, the great Rod. So yeah, what's the story then, Rich?
So this was Rod's private lake. I reckon he bought it, we're probably talking about 25 years ago, probably nearer 25 now. And this was primarily Rod's private water. You know, it was invitation only. I did come once in, I don't know, probably 18 years ago. Some friends of mine managed to get Rod to let him have it for a week. And I fished a couple of nights. Beautiful place. You know, Rod and his family obviously put a crazy amount of hard work in. Which it's been planted up. You know, there's some sort of ornamental plants, what you wouldn't expect. You know, sort of give
variety.
Just give it that feel of something a bit different. Fished it for a weekend, loved it. Around 9 years ago, got the opportunity to come and fish it as a syndicate member. Things had changed a little bit. Rod fished it less, and we had a very small, tight-knit syndicate on. Fished it in that period, and it was just mega. Loved it.
Yeah.
Fell in love with it. Never fished a tiny, intimate water before. Say tiny, 3 acres, but just got all absorbed into it. Just loved the place.
And I guess that happens sometimes, where you go somewhere and you think, well, I guess this is a bit of me, and that's
different.
Certainly the impression I've had.
Yeah.
In the time that we've spoken about the place and the times that you fished here, and obviously things then developed in more recent years, didn't they? So from, I guess, being an occasional guest to a syndicate member, I guess there was the next step.
And then it was managed by one of Rod's close friends that had got. He'd got other things on. You know, he managed another one of Rod's waters, so his time was at a premium. And he asked me and a good friend, Scott Bradley, to run the syndicate. That was probably happened about 5 years ago or so. Me and Scott ran it for a while. I fell in love with the place, and I kind of sort of secretly hoped at one point, you know, to own a water similar to this. Not particularly this, but you know, I got the bug at that point. I really did. Rod sadly passed away when we were on a trip in France, mate, if you remember.
Yeah, when we were at Telats, of
course. Rod passed away. You know, obviously it brought turmoil to everyone. Everyone was deeply upset. At some point later, you know, I got the opportunity to purchase the lake from the family,
Awesome.
which, you know, I had to jump at.
Yeah.
Had to, Joe. So I've had it now. We're rolling into my 3rd spring of ownership. I've owned it for 2 years come this July. I was given the full go-ahead from the family to start restocking, start doing work. And that's us. We jogged now. We're entering into our 3rd spring of my ownership. I've spent a little bit of money.
And time.
And done a bit of time. So, but it's been great. It's been so much fun. And to now be in the position where I'm inviting my friends up here to do stuff like this, it's amazing, you know. We've now got 110 fish.
Wow.
I'm slightly lighter in pocket.
I suspect you are. So, obviously the fishery's fenced, so it's fully protected.
Yeah, we had not a fence round before.
Yeah.
Had electric on it. It was, you know, a necessity out here in the Lincolnshire Wolds. If you're not fenced, you're going to get casualties every year. We've still got some of the original stock. You know, I suspect 20, 25 fish, which some of those are fairly big, you know. Got lots of sort of like good quality fast growing fish that I purchased from John Payton. They're all in £20 bracket over the last 2 years. We mix the strains up a little bit. We've got some creation stockfish purchased fairly young. You know, they were sea freeze. They're ranging now between, they've spawned a little bit, haven't they, in the last week. So some of the little males have, you know, they'll be like sort of low doubles, with the biggest fish out of that strain up to low 20s. So they're marching on.
They've grown on really quick then. So obviously flourishing in what are very rich conditions for them.
Well, just improving water quality. You know, it's that was one of the other sort of hurdles to get over in the earlier days, you know.
Yeah, and obviously a very fast track to learning more fishery management skills and techniques. So. But I think we've spoken about this before. The community of people out there.
Oh, it's strong. Some good guys. Yeah. There's, you know, I've had some great help from some, you know, amazing people. And you need it. Yeah. You know, unless you're an expert on fishery management, well, clearly wasn't. There's a fast learning curve to take. So, you know, that's up to present day, really. The things we've changed, so we probably went from a stock of 25, maybe a few more. There was a few, like, small fish introduced, like, in the period as a syndicate. Yeah. But so we've probably gone from, you know, 40 fish, 25 originals, up to about 110 fish. Yeah. So, you know...
And everything's growing.
Yeah, it's, you know...
Fantastic.
Year on year, we're getting decent growth rates.
Yeah.
So from the first Fisher's Pond fish, which were 20 pounders, had one last week at 28. So
they're growing. They're growing.
Yeah, they're going places.
Brilliant.
You know, it's just been a great place, you know, and through lockdown, to be able to channel my efforts into, because I couldn't go fishing, same as everyone else, but I could visit my own property.
Yeah, of course.
And work on it.
So you've done loads of work, obviously, through what's been a strange past year, I guess. So
it's given me a great opportunity to get stuck in and roll things on as a fishery. But we're still in the early days, you know. Yeah. It's you stock a load of relatively young, fast-growing fish. You know, it'll roll on fast. I can imagine, you know, 5 years' time, we're just going to be sat here just going 30 pounder, you know, just everywhere. But
yeah, which I guess it has to be a minimum of a 5 year plan just to commit to what you're doing and just give it time and effort.
Definitely.
And a bit of carp food.
Yeah, definitely. Loads of food.
Well, no, brilliant. That's a fantastic insight. To be fair, there's some bits that I wasn't aware of some of the stuff we've just talked about now. So yeah, it's really interesting. So I think next thing, I'm gonna have to pick Richard's brains about what we're gonna have to do to try and catch one. So
praying generally, that helps.
So what have I got to do to catch my first Dolly Mill carp, Richard?
Small water carp fishing, so it is tricky.
Oh no.
Well, it is. It's everyone talks about it. It's moody, isn't it? It's a small lake. They know you're here. You rattle the gate, and it's like,
know.
Oh, hello. Here he is.
Well, we've got 3 acres of water.
Yeah, so we've got an island in the middle.
Yeah.
There's 2 swims on each side, so we've got an acre and a half each currently. So we're plotted up in either side of the lake. You know, it's probably 50 yards wide. Probably, I don't know, what do you think? 200 yards long
it's
in
gotta be.
each side?
Yeah, it's got to be. It's
So,
having now, well, we've been for a walk around, and thankfully Richard has done the dutiful thing and has advised me to go in the right hand side, because
it was black with them.
It was black with them. So the bivvy's up. I haven't got any rods out as yet. But obviously I wanted to pick your brains about how we go about doing things. Now I think there's a few things that we've talked about prior to the trip in terms of what bait and bits and pieces I need to bring along. So we kind of felt that it'd be boilie pellet this time of year. Maybe not loads of bait, obviously on the run into spawning. Open water, traps in the edge. What are you thinking?
There's an awful lot of far bank coverage. Obviously, being a fairly long, thin lake, you know, the amount of far bank margin you've got is crazy. You know, you've got spots galore.
Yeah.
You can't cover them all.
And there's no dedicated swims on the far side anymore.
No. So we're fishing from one bank. So it was always set up as a very social venue.
Yeah.
Because it was designed round Rod and his fishing with his mates. You know.
Yeah. So you wanted everybody on one bank.
You were on one bank. They all socialised together. They all ate together.
Yeah.
You know, it was just. It was set up exactly how Rod wanted to fish with his friends.
And obviously you've carried that on then.
I just can't see any reason to change it. It works.
Okay, so
Tactics wise,
yeah,
we're pretty much fishing for a bite at a time, aren't we? You know, we've got a water temperature 18 degrees. A few of the smaller fish have spawned.
right, okay, yeah,
The bigger females definitely won't have. You know, that generally happens 2-3 weeks time from now. So we are literally fishing for one bite at a time. It's probably I'd say 30 baits if feeling his way through it. If they were really having it, I might go up to 80 baits per rod. But,
okay, so it's a couple of 3 handfuls then, maybe.
I
Okay,
think so.
okay. Well, seeing what I've got in my swim to the right hand side, there's the pads in the margin down to my right, so I think that needs a rod. And then what we discussed about before was
cheating.
Washing
line.
Yeah, using the punt or either casting over to the far side and then washing lining down to the rig. So basically keeping the lines out the water, which it makes absolute sense. You know, just let you know.
Yeah. So we have a boat. Basically.
So we got a boat. Yeah.
So the boat's on the fishery. You know, if you go in the boat, you wear a life jacket.
Yep.
You know, you can bait up from the boat, you can place rigs from the boat.
Yep.
If anything gets weeded up, which there isn't a lot of, it's just mainly lilies as snags.
Okay.
You know? So we've got the boat, we can use it, and we will do.
Okay. So boilie, pellet, maybe 30 baits. What are we talking business end? Because you know, obviously I know you've fished a lot more here than I have. What do you reckon I need to be gearing up with to give me a good chance?
There's more than one way to skin a cat in there. So,
yeah, I'm going to go with lake owner's recommendation, I think.
Currently for me, you know, I'm catching baits on bottom baits and pop-ups, wafters. You know, it's just the standard stuff. But generally, rigs a little bit shorter. You know, they do seem masters at, you know...
What, 6 inches short or 4 inches short?
Both, I think.
Okay.
Definitely not 12.
Okay.
You know, so shortish rigs, got to have a degree of anti-eject to it. Otherwise, you will get short bursts of bleeps, and you know it's quite easy to think that the liners, but they're not. You know, you're just being done. It's I get done, you know, on a fairly regular basis, and I know the place inside out. So,
well, there's going to be no hope for me then, Richard.
I'm sure you'll catch.
Right. Okay. Well, we're going to have to go and tie some rigs up. I'll go with your recommendation then. So stiff and short.
For me at the minute, yeah.
Okay.
I have used braided rigs, like I've done a bit of PVA bag fishing, just casting.
Yeah.
And again, short braided rigs, as long as it's, you know, got an anti-eject properties to it, it will work.
Sharpened.
Very.
Sharpened, yeah. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Well, that certainly gives me something good to be going on with. So I reckon we should suck these brews.
And do it.
Let's get some rods out.
Let's go for a walk round.
Superb. Right, ball cam out. Catch you later.
See you later.
Hello, Max. Hello, son. Oh, give me the paw. One of Dolly Mill's guardians. Max, the Staffy Sharpie cross, having a sleep in the shade. Nice to see you again, son. Oh, you want your... Good lad. Right, day one afternoon. It's time to go for a little walk. See if we can see some fish. There's certainly a few cruising about in the upper layers now this sun is properly up, so Polaroid's on and go for a wander and see what we can see. I've got the governor in front of me, Richard. Yeah, let's go fish spotting, see what we can see. That's looking pretty majestic, Richard.
Mm.
Right, let's continue our walk. Right, we've made it round onto the back bank now. There's the old otter fence.
A few swirls coming up in the pads.
Yeah, they're
slightly out of view.
Yeah, I'm sure if we stood here long enough, we'd
Oh yeah.
we'd probably see some. It's a nice bit of sunburn you got on your neck, Richard.
Is it?
Yeah, it's quite noticeable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a couple of subsurface travellers.
Look at the close ones.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see that water's just been broken. I've got the Polaroids on so I can actually see these fish, but yeah, two nice fish, and they've actually come through together and then split and gone either way, and actually there's a few more further out as well. Richard, it is black with him.
Mm.
Bodes well for my side.
Looks good.
Very kind of you putting me on the good side. How could I possibly fail?
I don't know why I did that.
No, I don't know either. Right, I'm going to try and be as quiet as I can because there are fish right in close. We're sort of behind the island now. There's got to be fish in there, but we did see. Just make our way through. No, I can't see any there. Let's come round a little bit. There's a bit of movement of water there. If I was a carp, I'd be down here. Let's just have a look a little bit further along. If I can get down to the water's edge and see what we can see. Oh yeah, there's two. There's a group of about 4 fish just out there. And there's one there with his, you can see his massive shoulders. That's quite a nice fish as well. There must be 4 or 5 just out here. Maybe, I don't know, probably 10 metres out. Yeah, one just broke the surface then. Oh, they're having a lovely time.
Look at the one close, yeah. 5. Less, well, 3 metres out.
What, there?
Yeah.
Common. Well, there's certainly a good few in here, and I don't blame them. Another one just broke the surface. Superb. Right, let's continue. Oh, there's that common again. I don't know if you can see this. I can see it perfectly with the polarised glasses I've got on. There's a couple of 3 nice fish down here. Well, boys and girls, the good news is there's definitely more fish up my end. What there is in Richard's side from what we've seen so far.
That may change.
Yeah, probably. Probably indeed, but no, it's nice to see a few. They just need to shift a little bit further along. Oh well, in it to win it. Let's continue the walk. Bull? Where is he? and Richard,
Yeah.
for now, out. The quick tour around the lake continues. Right, we're right down in the other end now, so let's have a little look and see what we can see. Oh, there's a nice collection of scum down here, Richard.
Just looking, there's some movement out there in front of the willow, so
Yeah.
I think...
Oh, there we are, I can see one now.
I think there's a few out there.
Coming towards us. I think maybe my prediction that all the fish were down my end was wrong. There's obviously quite a few down there. There's a few in the middle, and there's fish down here as well,
They're
which is...
everywhere, aren't they?
Yeah, they're everywhere. Yeah, you're right.
You know, there probably is a slightly higher concentration in
Oh.
your end at the minute, but that'll change for sure, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. Well, there's one just popped out, sort of near the 2/3 of the way across.
I think there's a few over there.
No, there's a few about. Very good. Right, as we move along the final bank, again, lovely overhanging willows, lily beds.
You just see a head poking through there.
Yeah,
from the
there's-
pads.
You can just see the odd pad knocking. Actually, I can see it now. It's just
Yeah.
in that little gap.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're well spread.
same again there.
Yeah, there's a couple of fish off the front of the willow.
Yeah, I can see a dark shape under the pads there.
Yeah.
It's just disappeared in.
And actually looking further down by the other set of pads, I can see one as well. So yeah, the fish are really well. There's two actually. What was that, 3?
You just tail wafting about then, mate.
Yeah, and there's another one just moved a little bit of water to the left of the pads. So yeah, the fish are definitely well spread. So it bodes well. Very good. Awesome. It's looking good.
There's one there, Jerry. No, 2.
Actually, no, there's 4. So definitely confirms that the fish are now
Spread out.
well spread out. So they are literally everywhere. Happy days. We thought they were all up the top end where I'm fishing. Wrong. Well, Richard, judging what I've just seen, I think you're in pole position to catch first. Taking the pressure off myself. I wouldn't dream of doing that though, would I?
I'll do my best.
You'll do your best. Well, I'll do my best as well. So yeah, that's our little day one walk round the lake. Absolutely fantastic. It's good to see the fish up close and personal, because you can see kind of the water moving when you're around on the top bank here. But yeah, I think it's just that case of just going down and having a little, trying to be quiet, or relatively quiet, and actually just seeing where they are. But yeah, there's pockets of fish everywhere, and no signs of spawning, Richard, either, which bodes well.
Yeah, we don't want that.
No, we don't. No, we don't want that at all. Right then, sorted. Lake walk done. Bull out. Well, we're around at the caravan. A rather red-faced Richard. It's been sunny, hasn't it?
Very much so. Yeah, slightly sunburnt.
Right, what have you been up to here?
Right then, we've tied a few rigs up.
Have you now?
Jerry's asked me to show you my rigs.
What you're going to catch with?
Right, so
What do we got? Let's
we've
hold it up then,
got
son.
a stiff link wafter. So it's
Okay.
short, it's stiff, and I believe it's got reasonable anti-eject properties.
Let me see if I can come in on that. Yeah, I think I.
You get that?
Yeah. No, I'm seeing it. So that's a D rig.
Yeah, stiff link D, probably, what's that, 4.5, 5 inch long? It's fairly short.
Just put him down there, mate, and I'll come in and have a look.
So-
Okay.
There's 2 of those going on.
No, that's with a wafter, yeah?
Yeah. And then the other one is just a Ronnie, the good old Ronnie Rig. Again, stiff link, obviously a pop up this time.
Ah, right, okay.
For me, yeah, so we're going to be getting something like this.
Let's have a little look. Okay, yeah. Well, if that's what's been doing it for you. What hook baits are those?
Just match the hatch, as I say, ready-made up bait.
Yeah.
It's,
They're quite short, aren't they?
I think that's what I've been catching on lately.
Okay.
Well, let's see. The proof's in the pudding.
Yeah, that's if it's been working so far, then
Yeah.
let's get them out of the pond and see what happens.
Let's do it.
Beautiful. You carp tigering, son? Good. Glad to hear it. Right. It's always worth having a look in another man's bait book. Yeah, they've been tinkered with. They've definitely got a dusting of something on them. Very nice, Richard. Very vanilla-y. Oh, he's tigering. The work rate you're putting in, Richard, this afternoon.
It's minimal. As usual.
Well,
absolutely minimal.
It literally does feel like a French session. And we've got some cheese and wine for later, haven't we?
You definitely have.
Yeah, I'm looking
and a
forward to
barbecue.
And a barbecue, yeah.
We're going to burn some meat.
I can't wait.
And drink cheap cider and red wine.
Well, yeah, okay, I'm in. I'm down with that. Anyway, it will go a long way to preserve our physiques.
Or not. As the case may be.
Anyway, right, let's get in the zone. Let's get you living the dream putting these out.
Get a life jacket then.
Yeah. Oh, he's going in.
Oh yeah, we're going in.
Oh, he's going in.
We are going in.
Right
then. So this is the washing line.
That's the washing line,
So
right.
we'll get
Okay.
some bait. I'm going to bait a couple of spots though.
Yep.
While I'm out in the boat.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm going to do a rod over there that I'm going to cast, a rod straight out that I'm going to cast,
Yep.
and this is obviously, as I say, it's going to be the washing line. But I'm going to take the opportunity to bait up while I'm out there.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. Right. I shall follow your activities closely, Richard. Seeing as I'm locked in, I haven't got a lot of choice. Life jacket it is then.
Life jacket, let me just run off quickly. We're all togged up, ready to go.
Is that going to fit, son?
Surely it is, yeah.
Looks a bit
Only for
tight to me.
breathing, very much so.
Thankfully it doesn't cover the stomach area, so
Oh,
I think
that's
we'll be all
harsh.
right. Well, I've got to try it on in a bit again.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Have you got an extra large one?
No.
No. I'll just have to breathe in again. Right then, Skipper.
We're off.
He's punting off. Right, where am I going to see you then? The spot you're going to drop?
To that spot first.
Yep.
Then to that, and then I'm going over into the channel to, set the washing line.
Fantastic. Right, I shall see you over there in a moment then. Tally ho.
Toodaloo.
In a bit. Greetings.
I've arrived.
Welcome to the far bank.
Little excursion in the boat.
Will look much more fun. Oh, you've even got a little foot stand.
Yeah, it's like a little step here. So
You've done this before, haven't you?
only once, twice. So
Okay.
this one is going literally a rod length out down there under that bush.
Fantastic.
Attached to the bank stick. So right, I'm going to put this in. Let's do it.
You sneaky, sneaky man.
So we'll slackline this right into the margin.
Yep.
Clip it into the bobbin there. So theoretically, it should be the perfect trap.
Excellent. Well, I shall come in and have a look at your washing line device in a minute when you go back out in the boat. You're spreading your baits around a bit, I see.
I want a bit of movement. I want them to move between each bait, really. Try and make it as easy for me as possible.
Yeah.
That's us.
Very good.
Right. Bon voyage.
Right, I shall see you back on dry land.
See you down there, mate.
Oh, graceful.
All the grace of a bull elephant.
Indeed. Right, let's have a little look. Ah, I see what you've done. So he's got a rod rest on the top of a storm pole and then like a stow bobbin type indicator with a line trapped in it. Very carpy. So that's the spot down there. Aha. Right, Richard's back over the other side now. So yeah, he's tightened up the line, and obviously it's then slacked down, literally just laying limp down into the water. So, must admit, I've not tried it this way with a bobbin, but no, it seems to work well. Very good. I thought he just fell in there. Good afternoon. We're back in the bivvy for a bit of rig mechanics. On Richard's advice, he's advised short stiff links and something a little bit different, which I've not done for a while. Let me just show you the lead setup. So, oh, it's come out of the sun because it's a bit bright. Right, we've got a free running 4-ounce flat pair. That's a size 10 ring swivel, which attaches onto the hook link, but I'll deal with that in a moment. Now, rather than going fixed or semi-fixed, this is actually free running. So Richard made the point to me, he feels a lot of the time on here you're getting indication you're actually being picked up and done. So the idea being with this particular lead setup, now there's a small bead with a medium sinker in it, probably what, 20-25 centimetres down the line, and then I've got a flying back lead behind it just to pin things down, even though I'm washing lining. Now the idea with this is, if you're fortunate enough to be picked up, the fish can't use the lead to eject the lead, so literally feeling the resistance and then shaking her head and throwing the rig out. So the idea being, with this travel, they've got so long before they actually hit the weight of the lead, and by then they've come off the bottom. And obviously, the rig needs to do the job to actually set the hook in the first place. So, but we'll come on to hook sharpness and stuff in a second. So, right, if I just hold up the rig. Now, what I've opted for, I would say that hook length is maybe 4 inches. There's a section stripped back, and I've gone for a slip D rig, shrink tubed into position here. And at the business end, I've gone with a single tiger nut, topped off with half of a mainline link 10mm pop-up. So just to give it a little bit of balance, I'm going to feed link and maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 chopped tigers over each rig, maybe 30 baits. So I'm kind of edging my bets a little bit here. Now if I bring this in a little bit closer, just looking at the hook type, now this is actually a prototype from Signet Tackle that I've been playing around with. Now this is what I would class as a curve pattern. It's got a straight point, that's a size 6, and really sharp out of the packet. So I've had a play of actually sharpening them up, and they do go even sharper. So yeah, been really impressed with those. You can see the knot where I've looped it over for the slip D, and then I've just got a small piece of putty, as much as anything, just to pin that bit of the rig down. So that's what I'm going to be trialling for the first night. I can't see that I'm going to deviate too much. For me, this is, I wouldn't say it's bog standard at all because of the lead arrangement, but it's probably a little bit more trick than what I would normally do. But I think what it will be a case of doing is getting round into position where I'm actually going to drop the rigs, and then probably nick on either a stringer, little mesh bag, perhaps with some chopped boilie, and maybe a couple of tiger nuts chopped up in it as well, and a bit of ground bait, and then just swing it out into position. So yeah, I'm quite confident with that. I think it ticks all the boxes in terms of, you know, what Richard thinks, and I think it's almost, don't listen to either the bailiff or the fishery owner's advice at your own peril, because if he said, look, get your rigs running and make them short and a sharp hook, who am I to disagree? So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Yeah, feeding a bit of link and a few tiger nuts over the top, and that should be job done. Right, let's get this one out of the pond. Ball cam out. Catch you in a bit. Good afternoon. I reckon it's about 4 o'clock now. We've redone the rods. We're in the shade. The wind's picked up. No fish activity in terms of bleeping alarms or anything as yet, but to be fair, we probably had rods out for 2-3 hours, so maybe that would be asking a little bit too much. But it's got to that time of day where I think there's just one thing which is appropriate. So chin chin.
Chin chin.
Cheers to you in the lake, Richard, and let's hope we we get to meet some of its residents. If not, you'll see us in the morning. Ball cam out. Catch you later. Good morning. Day 2. first full morning update. So it's about 7:30 now. The weather is absolutely glorious. As mentioned previously, it's early June, and it's going to be a warm one today. But interestingly, no fish overnight for either of us, which was a little bit surprising because I think we both had fish on us. I had a lot of fish down my end, but yeah, no bites have been forthcoming as yet. But the lake looks absolutely glorious. I'll do a pan round in a moment so you can see what I'm seeing, but no, it looks absolutely beautiful. It's going to be a red hot day, so I think there's going to be some good opportunities to see fish, certainly up in the layers, and hopefully the margin spots will produce. Still feeling really confident, even though we've not had a bite as yet. The fish have been active, they've been showing, and I think there will be some feeding fish. Thankfully, there's no signs of spawning yet, so you know they could be close within the next week or so. But for the minute, all is looking good. So, right, I'm going to go and have a wander, and for now, it's ball cam out. Catch you in a bit. Beautiful.
Looks good.
Yeah, just under 18, mate.
Nice. Well, good morning. Here we are. We're at my lake, Dolly Mill. Just notched one. Entered the score sheet. It's only a little guy. It's one of the little creations. It's a little bit spawned out, but you know, it's a good chunk. Good. I can't even get words out. It's a good chunky fish. I'm happy with that. We've got a beautiful day ahead of us. You can clearly see now the sun's belting through, and I'm on the sheet. That'll do.
Alright, it's time for a morning walk. The lake is looking absolutely glorious. Gotta love a bit of summer carp fishing. So I'm just wandering along the top bank now to where I'm bivvied up. Rich is in the swim up by the cabin. And right, let's have a little spin round. Let's have a look what we got going on down here. Catch you in a sec. Right, here's base camp. Got the old 100T there. Apologies, it is a bit of a mess. Yeah, I really do need to have a bit of a tidy up in a minute. But anyway, so yes, I've got 2 rods fishing down there. I think you can just about see across to the far side where there's some pads, and I've got my left hand rod here. Is just to the left of those pads, fished on a washing line. Be quite interesting just to go through how I'm actually putting the rigs out and how that's working. So basically I've got no lines running through the swim, and then if I just move down, whoop, steady. Right, here we go. Sunshine's glorious. Got the fishery carp care kit already in case of a bite. And right, so my right hand rod, again that's fish washing line as well. It's going over the pads on the far side, down into a nice clean area. Again, as mentioned, washing line. So thankfully there's no washing on the line, but there's also been no bites to speak as yet. So yeah, first full morning, the sun's out, and it's looking awesome. So yeah, that's the setup at the minute. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to have a wander up onto the top bank. Yeah, you can see the leafy folds and all the undergrowth behind me. What, stinging nettles, steady. Right, let's have a little wander around here, try not to get stung to bits. And yeah, we're going to have a look at the washing line, which I'm hopeful will be the one that will do me a bite. That's the plan anyway. So Richard he's actually got one on the washing line as well, and then he's just fishing 2 out in open water. But yeah, we're going to have a look at what he's doing in a minute. Let's just have a look at the view behind of the lake from down here. Yeah, it's beyond lovely. It's absolutely gorgeous. Let's have a look. We can have a look right up the lake. Yeah, you can see the islands in the middle, and yeah, you can see the punt just oared up at the side there. So right, let's continue. I'm gonna have to get some sun cream on, I think. It's roasting. Right, back in a bit. Right. Yeah, I'm just in position now. I'll try and keep my voice down. I don't want to be too loud because I'm literally this particular rod that I'm going to show you in a second, it's only a rod length out. Oh man, there's a snake swimming. I'll try and get that on. Try and get all that on camera. Just one sec. Okay, so onto the washing line. Now what I'm using the punt to basically bring my rod over from the swim that I'm fishing. So I'm coming around the pads, down into the margin, and just securing the boat. And then I've stuck a landing net pole into position, swinging the rig out from here, and then baiting up by hand, and then slackling the line off. Obviously, then putting the rod on the bank side, and then if you can see the pole elastic which I've got on the pole here, it's actually the line is held in position. Oh, let's just try. Yeah, you should be able to see that. You can see the white shrink tube. So slack lining down to the spot, sink all the line, bring it back up through, form just a loop in the line, and put it under the elastic, and just secure it in place with a shrink tube, and then it's back in the boat, back across the far side, and it's surprising. You can tighten right in into the elastic, and it doesn't move. And obviously, in the event of a bite, as I'm sort of gesticulating here, the line will just pull and out it pops. So yeah, it gives a bit of an idea of what I'm doing on the two rods, and then I shall go and show you in a moment where my right hand rod is. Okay, it's a bit of jungle warfare here. I'm trying not to trip over the tree roots and fall in. Oh Jesus. Morning. Righto, let's have a look at this other rod. Alright, this is what's my left hand rod from the far bank. Again, same setup with the catapult elastic wrapped around a landing net pole, and again the same. Yeah, you can see the line just limply dropping down into the water. Then I've tightened up again from the far side, dropping with the punt, and back across and just tightening up, heavy bobbing, and jobs are good. But this is just lush down here. There was a lot of fish in these pads and under the willow yesterday evening, so I think it's made sense to get a rod across here this morning. And literally just where that dark water is to the right of the pads is where I've got the rig, so just swung out from here, and then literally just a handful of bait over the top. I don't think these fish are going to want a tremendous amount of food, It's pretty warm. They've not yet spawned, but I think, yeah, these marginal areas just looks good for a bite. And the lake is looking gorgeous. Come on the carp, bull cam out for now. Right, so that's the washing lines. As I'm rummaging through the undergrowth, once again try not to trip over. I have seen a couple of snakes actually, look like grassies, having a little swim about, probably trying to cool off. There's that bird again, which nearly gave me a heart attack. Yes, I think it's going to be a very, very warm day today, so I reckon these yeah, another snake, lovely. These marginal areas, I think have got to be the ones to target. There was a lot of fish actually out in open water as well yesterday evening, so I think I was on the bulk of the fish, but with this lake being, what, approximately 3 acres, I would imagine, they move around so much, so I think there's a good chance, even though I was on the bulk of the fish, or it felt like I was on the bulk of the fish last night, I'm sure they will move up on Rich, so we shall see. Right, let's have a look at this third rod. I'll catch you in a second. Okay, this is rod number 3. You can see where the pads are. That rig is literally just down there, slack lined. I've got the rod locked in with a tent peg. And literally just a couple handfuls of bait. Again, this just looks mint for a daytime bite. So yeah, that's where we're at. Going into our first full morning. It's going to be Scorchio. Bull cam out. Oh, here we go. I'm running. I'm just round the other side baiting up, and Richard's got one on. So let's get involved and have a look.
Where's the man? It's a bit of nip one pearl one, but I'll sort it.
I say, bloody.
To be fair, it's only one of the small ones, mate.
You got a nice bit of lily bed in your net, Richard.
Yeah.
Very well done, old boy.
Thank you.
Where are you?
Come here.
Can you give us a thumbs up to the left then? That was your right.
Bit good, eh?
Yeah. Very well done, mate.
Cheers, mate.
8-0.
8-0, yeah.
Right, I shall walk back round and see you on the other side then, boy.
See you on the other side, son.
A man approacheth through the undergrowth with a carp.
It is.
Grinning with a carp.
Another one.
Another one. Amazing.
So where do you want this?
Wherever you want some. Should we weigh him?
No, it's only a small one. It's one of the smaller stockies.
Okay.
And it's looking a bit spawned out, but let's have a look.
We'll definitely have a look anyway.
Certainly not a monster, but you know, it's another nice fish. Afternoon bite. Wasn't expecting that.
Lovely.
I'm having to hold on.
I'm trying to hold on to get down this
That's
bank.
on a bowstring tight line, that is.
Talk to me, Richard. What's going on?
Well, we're in again.
No, you're in again.
Well, okay. I'm in again. It's good. Again, late afternoon bite, is it? Don't even know what time it is. Late afternoon bite. You know, come out the blue again. Wasn't expecting that. As I said to Jerry, this is another rod where I've just put a small number of baits out, literally an hour before, only 10, 15 baits, and it's
gone.
I've had a run on each rod that I did it on. So
What, so you've catapulted bait?
yeah, just fired some baits out with the cat. I don't know, 10, 20 baits around each rod or something.
So plop plop.
Yeah, and both rods have gone. Just
Brilliant.
crazy.
I say it's a common.
It's just boring hard all the time going for the pads.
Let's get in and have a closer look, shall we? There he is. Likes those pads, doesn't he?
Wow. Yeah. Oh yeah. Playing at that game here. Come on. Get off. I'm just going to scope him up anyway, mate.
Yeah, and he's got him.
Oh.
He's got him. He's just about
We
got him.
haven't.
He hasn't got him.
That's it, he's off. Easier. I say he's off the pads.
He's back in him again.
Yeah. I've got other ideas. We're going back in.
In this time.
That's it.
Go on
Nailed
then,
it
lad.
this time. We're in. Boom. One more in the bag. Right, let me spin him round. Just come over here, boy.
All right.
That's a bit bigger.
Yes. That's
Oh,
bigger.
look at the spiky dorsal.
That's bigger, Richard.
That's a proper original one, that, Joe. Look at its dorsal.
And look at its tail. Tiny little tail on it. Oh, just hold that tail up a minute, mate, when you move the line out of the way, because that's fab. Yeah, he's done his time, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a proper original old fish. One from certainly Rod's introduction, mate. That. You alright, sir? Can I take him over?
You can. Old warrior. Beautiful. Richard, this one's definitely a weigher.
It's a bit bigger.
Right, let's come around and have a little look with you.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Let's come around this side.
It's about 21.
It is indeed.
That's Definitely an original fish, that, mate.
Fantastic.
That's one of the old ones.
Well, the session's starting to warm up a little bit by all accounts, isn't it now? That's 2 bites in what, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's looking better. It's looking better now.
Right then, let's have a look at him.
Look at that. Proper old character.
Absolutely.
On the tail shot.
Beautiful colours there, mate.
That's definitely an old fish. That's definitely an original fish, for sure.
You reckon a male?
I think so. Looking at it, it was bristling, it fought like mad, so it's, you know, that's potentially to be a pretty old fish. It's got proper withered old fins.
Yeah.
You know, that could be as old as us.
What, that old?
Well, not as old as you, obviously.
No. Well, no, obviously. That looks mega. Just drop him down a bit, mate.
That was me, not the fish.
That's ace.
Proper character.
Old as the hills.
There we go, we'll put him back. Proper long fighting machine. I reckon he's a bit tired after all that battling. Taking me under every tree and round the pads 50 times.
I think he knew what he was doing, Richard.
Yeah, I'm sure. A wise old beast.
That you are. Happy with that, Richard?
Extremely. That'll do. You get one jelly, it's on to the next, isn't it?
It is.
Straight away.
Right, best get this next rod
Yeah,
back out
that's
then.
going back out.
Good lad. Nice work.
Cheers, son.
Well, good morning. A bit of success to report from overnight. I managed to get some video of one of Dolly Mill's stockies that I landed about just after midnight. So let's have a quick look at that, then I'll be back and I'll talk you through it. Well, I've got one. So, off the mark, finally. Yeah, one of the pretty little stockies. Awesome fish. He's mega. No, we're happy about that. It's always nice to get one. First one from a new venue. Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, that's brilliant to get a fish under my belt. Always nice to catch the first one from a venue. And then further than that, it was a very, very quiet night. I've just had a wander up to see, just to see Richard. And unfortunately, he lost the fish this morning, just after first light. So, yeah, I wouldn't say we're exactly pulling up any trees in this session so far. It's proving fairly tricky, but you know, we're going to have to see how things go on. I think we're probably confident of a bite during daylight hours. It's just a case of when. So, yeah, we'll keep you posted when something good happens. So, between now and then, I think there's going to be a bit of rig tinkering and see what we can do to get a bite. Ball come out. Catch you in a bit. I think I'll wander up, grab a coffee, and then continue my packing down. It's been a really, really good session actually. It's been good to catch. Rich has managed 3 and lost 1, which I've got to say is a pretty decent result. So yeah, definitely it's a nice introduction this weekend, and we're definitely going to be back next weekend for round 2. And hopefully we can maybe get into one of those bigger female fish. So it's been a session definitely dominated by the males who've been charging around enjoying themselves. But it's been great. It's been great to catch up with Rich on this lovely fishery, which is really starting to come into its own now. It's flourishing under his control. which is fantastic. So yeah, if you don't hear from me again, that's because there's nothing to report on, and we'll catch up with you again next weekend. Ball cam out for now. See you later. Oh, he's got a screamer. Morning, by the way. Right, let's get in and have a look at the action. As you might have gathered, we're back. And we've done the dutiful thing this time. We've swapped sides. Right, let's get involved. Back in a sec. Morning, Max. How are you? How are you, son? You alright? Your dad's got a fish on. Let's go and have a look. Well, I even know what time it is, Richard. It's 6 o'clock.
That's it.
Hmm. He's got another one. And he's got a morning prize. You look half asleep, son.
I am. I'm like flat out. Me and Max are having a cuddle on the bed.
Well, very good. Let's get him out and have a look.
We're in.
That's 4-1. 4-1.
Expert.
Well, clearly. Well done, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Well, good morning. Just picking up the story. Yeah, so we're back for our second weekend. And after an uneventful night and a lovely barbecue yesterday evening, yeah, we kind of went into night fishless, but in true form, the governor has spoken. And he's had a bite this morning. Literally, we've as mentioned, we've swapped sides. So Richard is fishing the right-hand side, albeit from a different swim, and then I'm on the left-hand side. And I was just up and about, like you do at sort of 6 o'clock in the morning, and I heard Richard's alarms go. So here we are. He strikes again. Literally. Right, let's have a look at him.
I feel he's quite soft.
He's in again. The man's a machine. How does he do it? Just sat there having a cup of coffee. It's probably about 9 o'clock now. Let's see what's going on. Richard is all in. Very good. This is becoming a familiar pose. I'm glad we brought you along, Richard.
I'm enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it as well, it's ace.
Just going for the rushes. Usual drill.
Let's have a little look, see what we've got going on down here.
Trying to get behind the rushes.
And it's another one.
And it's in.
It's in. Great success. Trawling, son, trawling.
Alright. To be fair, it's quite a nice one, that.
Yeah, common, lovely.
Yeah. Little fat creation.
It's very complimentary of you, Richard.
That's what they are.
I've got an image of a football supporter now. Belly out.
Yeah. Big beer belly.
Right, I shall join you back on dry land in a second.
On a bender.
Definitely a character, mate.
Yeah, it's a cracking little fish.
Is that number 5?
Not on this session, no.
Well, no, but
No, in total.
second one of this morning.
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
Mm.
That is. It's 5 in total.
Very good. Greetings. Morning has turned into afternoon. Bacon sandwiches have been devoured. And on the side of the lake, which is allegedly full of fish, my rods are still motionless. So it's been pretty blooming quiet this side. Anyway, 2 fish for Richard in relatively short succession, I reckon within an hour or so. And other than that, relative peace and tranquility. So I think we're going to sit it out for the rest of the early afternoon. Consider redoing some rods, and obviously what has become customary now on this session, we're going to fire the barbecue up, and I think we may have to treat ourselves to a glass of wine. I think that's a fairly sound plan. So yeah, I will catch up with you all later. Obviously if anything happens between now and feeding time, for us I mean, I'll be back. Ball cam out for now. Afternoon, back again. We've redone all of our rods, so I'm just going to spin this round and talk you through what's going on. I shall start with Richard's swim on the right hand side, the productive side. Just one second, hold on. Alrighty then, right hand side. Now you can see Richard's right hand rod, and you can probably see the willow just down to the right. As I understand it, he's kissed the branches with the rig as it's gone in, and he's catapulted some baits around that. So that's his right hand rod. And then we've got 2 down here. Now, I was sorting my spots out earlier on and baiting up, so I didn't exactly see where he's put them. As I understand it, one's across, the sort of the main gap in the tree straight opposite, and then he's, as I understand it, he's dropped one a little bit shorter in the channel in the deeper water again, baited by catapult. So, yeah, Richard is set. He's annihilating me so far. That's 5 fish to 1 on this session. I know I keep going on about it, but I know it's not a competition, but, well, it is. Ball cam out. Okay. Over onto the slightly less productive side, or maybe it's just me who's not as productive as what I should be. Well, I'm getting good at this. Didn't fall over this time. Right, let's go through my rods, what I'm doing, because I've changed a little bit. Back in a sec. Okay, my right hand rod. Yeah, that's over across on the far side, washing lined. My hook bait from overnight had been slightly whittled, so I've gone with a tiger nut topped off with a pop-up. And then my middle rod, hold on, that's a landing net pole. Middle rod, Now, see in between the willows, now the right hand side of the left hand willow, that's where I've got that rod. Also going with a tiger nut tip with a pop-up, and probably scattered about 25 baits around that, so there's that one. Now, down in the bottom, the main clump of trees, now if you can see the willow all the way down in the bottom, I've dropped a rig down there. Oh, that was just a fish show down there. There's definitely fish down this bottom end. Now a sensible man would probably pack up and move, but with it being accessible, I punted one down there and walked around and scattered a few baits around. So yeah, that's in slightly deeper water. I'd imagine about 8 foot depth. So that's what's going on currently. It's not been masses of fish activity this afternoon. We've been seeing the odd fish. Those that we've been seeing have been either close to structure or features, or either the pads or the trees. So not seen a huge amount in open water. So traps are set. See what the afternoon brings. We'll catch up with you later. In a bit. Good morning, good morning. We have full bore carnage. We've got one in there, and then I've got one in the net just down here as well. Literally 2 bites in 10 minutes, nothing. And then left hand rod goes, landed it, looks like a small common, and then the washing line rig has gone. So yeah, who'd have thought, eh? Bite time must be at 7 o'clock. So that's 2 fish in 10 minutes. Couldn't script it. Right, we better have a look at them. Catch you in a bit. Thank you, Ricardo. Easy nickel one. Well, that's fish number 1. Lovely little common. And he's not happy at all. Right, let's have a look at the bigger one.
Hello, what's something? Oh, you're right.
Well, this is what we came for.
Expert juggling.
Something like that.
Lively, won't it?
For the shower into the bargain.
Well, I need a wash. So there we go, 26 pound 8 ounces of Dolly Mill mirror. Yeah, pretty happy with that. It's taken a bit of time. The old tiger nuts have bailed me out of trouble yet again. Awesome.
Yeah, it's mega.
You beauty. Good hand, son. Awesome. Yeah, let's go for it. Well, good afternoon. These periods of activity seem to be short-lived. So after those 2 bites this morning in short succession, caught up with Richard, just had a debrief overnight, and well, for both of us it was very, very quiet overnight. No bleeps or buzzes or any activity. The fish were certainly active in the night, could hear them sploshing about. Richard had a small fish this morning, which unfortunately the hook popped out in the fight and rehooked, so he dropped that back in. I think it was one of the smaller stockfish. And other than that, sort of through the late morning, where it looked good for a bite, yeah, it's just been quiet, and that's probably typified this session. We've had little flurries of activity, and it can be at any time, and you just need to be ready for it. So the lake just looks incredible today again. It's blazing hot, probably 23, 24 degrees. But yeah, for now all is quiet, so I'm certainly not complaining. I've been trying to sit out of the sun because it's absolutely roasting, so it's definitely been a good session to top up the tan. But for now, yeah, we'll just see how it goes. I'm not planning on redoing any rods this afternoon. I've redone the 2 this morning, and they can stay where they are. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on the lake and see what the fish are doing. Let's ball cam out for now. Catch you in a bit. Afternoon. Been having a little bit of a play around with the rigs. I would say probably the number of bites that Richard was getting in comparison to myself, kind of up to and after like the first night of this second session. Now, whilst I thought I was doing things in a similar manner to him and I was achieving what I wanted to achieve, I think the fact that Richard was just getting more pickups than me, it sort of maybe made me rethink my rig setup a little bit. So yeah, I've gone with something probably more akin to what Richard's been catching on in this session, still with the same running in lines, but I've gone for what's a fluorocarbon hook link. There's a Signet curve style pattern hook, that's in a size 6, and that is D-rig style with the fluorocarbon. So whipping knot, then loop back round, micro rig ring, and I'm going to go with a Tiger. And just to balance things off, I've gone with a little pop-up. So the idea being the hook will sit flat on the deck, and yeah, the pop-up and the Tiger will just sit above it. So and I've gone really short. That's probably less than 4 inches. So I'm going to give that a go. I'm going to fish it on 2 rods, and then I will stick with the original Slip D pattern on the coated braided hook link that I've been using previously, just to give it a bit of contrast, give it a bit of control. So I felt like an update or an improvement was needed, so let's get this one out in the pond. Another reason for going with the Tiger nuts, they've often bailed me out of trouble. It's almost, they're irresistible, let's just say that. So I think when fishing is relatively difficult, the weather's still really warm, and whilst we've had fits and starts of activity on this session, I just think it needs a little bit special, something a little bit special just to make the magic happen. So yeah, we'll give it a go. So still sticking with the running in line, shocker style, 20 centimeters of travel, and then yeah, the little short fluorocarbon D-rig. Let's give it a go. Ball cam out. Afternoon, just rounding Richard's swim. He's just had a bite, pretty much totally out of the blue after redoing his rods, with a rig over on the far side, and literally it's probably only been out for about half an hour, so he's out in the boat now just dealing with it. So yeah, it's probably about, well, I reckon it must be about 3 o'clock now. It's been boiling hot all afternoon, and yeah, it's nice to get a bite in the afternoon. So right, let's see how the old boy's getting on. I'll be back in a bit. Well, here comes Captain Pugwash with a fish. Good lad. Yeah, we're liking that. Right, let's let the paddle master paddle, and then we will see him down at the bankside. Nicely done, Richard. Nicely done, son. Lovely day for it, what? Ah, good. Slightly bigger, he says. Very good. Right, let's go and have a look. We're on the move again. All right there, Captain.
Right, so.
Oh. Yeah, I'll give you a hand, mate. I'll tell you what, I'll stop filming for a second. I'll help secure the boat. All right there, Rich.
Yeah. Triumphant.
Right, should we go and have a look, son?
Want to look now?
Yeah, we can have a quick look.
Sneak peek.
Oh yeah, hello.
Alright, and check.
Oh yeah, very much so. Right, let's go to the weigh station then. Lovely. That's just a I think that's 26.6, Richard.
Oh, nice.
Lovely.
That'll do. Makes up for all the small ones earlier.
It does.
For this tactical change.
Oh mate, fantastic. Yeah, we'll talk about tactics in a minute, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Nice one. Oh, hello.
Look at that one. That'll do, won't it?
Certainly will.
Last 2 fish, better stamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's working, isn't it?
Superb.
there.
Absolutely superb. Lively.
Yeah, very.
Evening, 7:30 p.m. update. No more activity on the rods since Richard's fish early this evening, and probably what we didn't actually get to do was just talk about a bit of a tactical change that we both sort of put in on the bait in front. All 3 of my bites have come on tiger nut hook baits, albeit with, you know, slightly different combinations, but there's a definite theme running through with the tigers. So Richard had also made that change this morning, and his bigger fish were on the tigers as well. So I think we're at that time now where we're just before spawning, and I think whilst the lake was being dominated by boilie and pellet before, I think they just want a bit of a graze, and I think the tigers have definitely sorted us out these 2 bigger fish. So anyway, we're pursuing with the tigers. We've got the barbecue fired up, and we're just enjoying a lovely evening. Temperature's not really dropped off much, and it's looking good for a bite. Mind you, it has done pretty much the whole time we've been here. Anyway, I'm going to sign off for now, and if nothing happens between now and darkness, I'll catch you in the morning. Ball cam out.
Now put your tip up.
Yeah,
Always put it down to get it round the down in there. Start pulling it up.
There he comes.
Right. Send me a little one.
Yeah, I know. I know, Richard.
Oh, to be fair.
Actually, it's not, is it? That's the scaly one, and it's a nice.
It's only a little one, but maybe not.
It's a pretty one, mate.
Oh,
You're making bid for freedom.
no, mate.
He's nice one. Tiger nut strike again.
Look at this one. We've got quite a pretty one here. Jerry's been excellent again. In fact, expert. She's lively.
She is. There we go.
Look at that. That is a corker.
That's all right, isn't it, mate?
I reckon so.
Well happy. Well, just when we thought morning bite time was over, we put the we got the bacon sizzling in the frying pan, and the washing line is away. So it's probably about 8:45 now. And this is going a bit. I'm just trying to get it out the pads that are down to my right. So I've managed to get it across on the other side. Yeah, I think he's through now. Battle on. Yeah, I think we're clear now. Well, Richard, it's strange because it feels like we've been exchanging bites. I get one, you get one, I get one, you get one, and here we go again.
It was your turn.
Yeah. Spectacular. He's fighting fit, this one, mate.
A good account of himself. Huh? Not giving in, is he?
No, no, he's not. No. It's one of those heavier scaled ones, isn't it?
Mm.
Yes, indeed.
Another fisher's pond fish, isn't it? Which is bizarre because the last, what's that, 5 on the bounce
5
now.
on the bounce, yeah. Very peculiar. And certainly they changed the tiger nuts. It's worked. 5 good fish on the bounce. That is not.
Yeah.
That's not down to chance, is
It's
it?
that time of year, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's gone from out and out boilie to turning its head now to
A few
want
tigers.
Yeah, they want a little bit of tiger.
Oh, nice one.
Oh God.
I think I fooled him and then he saw the net.
Looks fighting fit.
Come on. Keep him coming. Keep him coming.
Right.
We got it! Eventually.
Oh, no.
Well, what about that then? A scaly one potentially to finish off the session. 22 pounds 10 ounces, and it's been incredible. The stamp of fish we've had, our last 5 bites or 6 bites, all 20 pound and above. It's been one hell of an end to the session, Richard, hasn't it? It's been very, very good sport. They've made us work for it a bit, but I think we've figured it out in the end. And it's funny, just a bit of a rig change and a slight change on the baiting situation, and it can just transform a session. So made up again with this one. That's 3 absolutely amazing fish in less than 24 hours, so absolutely stoked. So I think at that point it's ball cam out for now. We'll catch you in a bit. Morning again. Well, I think this could well be a fitting end to what's been a magnificent session on Richard's Dolly Mill Lake, and to finish with a scaly fish like this is just, well, it's just well exceeded my expectations. You know, we hope for some nice fish, but you never know. You can never catch them to order on any session. So from my point of view, obviously I extend my thanks to Richard for inviting me up, and to the Dolly Mill Carp, who definitely played the game with us at times, but they've certainly made the session. So yeah, it's just been brilliant. So get this one back, breakfast, I think it's pack up, and head on home. Ball cam out. Catch you later.